Abduh was an Egyptian Muslim scholar and the Grand Mufti of Egypt. And he believed that Muslims bestowed rationality on mankind and created essentials of modernity, which were borrowed by the West. Believed in the importance of free will and free thought. So even though, like, he saw Europe advancing from adopting the modernist ideals of true Islam, and he saw the Muslims failing, corrupting and abandoning true Islam. So, you don't have to agree with what he's saying. I'm not even trying to agree with what he's saying, but I'm repeating it because it is information, and you need information to understand the world, right? And this is a quote by Muhammad, translated to English. I went to the West and saw Islam, but no Muslims. I got back to the East and saw Muslims, but not Islam. So he's saying that, Muslims can't simply rely on the interpretations of texts from like medieval clerics and people from fucking so many years ago. We need to use reason to keep up with the changing time, which is very similar to Jamal al-Din al-Afghani's points. They were very close to each other. This makes a lot of sense that their views are going to kind of coincide, He was also kind of against this Salafi mentality in Islam. You can't practice Islam the way it was practiced years ago. It needs to be practiced differently because we're in the modern world. Maybe a lot of Muslims would disagree with this. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just stating it because it's information and you need to know it. He also didn't agree with polygamy, which is interesting. And, the whole thing about polygamy, I talked about this in my last video, but I'll just rehash it because whatever. Polygamy. The polygamy in Islam, it's backed up by Quran 4:3, right? I think it's verse ayat 3 in surah number 4, and this is the women. And it's saying that, men can have more than one wife, men can have up to 4. This verse was revealed after the Battle of Uhud, where so many Muslim women and Muslim children were left husbandless and fatherless, right? They were widows and orphans. And so we took, this was revealed so that these children and these women would be taken care of. This was not for the man's pleasure. This was to take care of widows and orphans. So I think that, people interpreting this as, being for the man's pleasure, that's just like misogynistic and, disingenuous, because you have to look at the context with which your verse is revealed. And this verse was revealed actually to take care of women and children. And unfortunately, a lot of people, misinterpret this, which is it was actually here for good reason. A lot of people might even misuse it, which is not good either. But anyways, Muhammad Abduh, there's another video, but he actually joined Freemasonry, but he left it because he realized it was a tool of Western imperialism. And it's quite interesting that he was able to get into this kind of controversial thing and then leave it when he saw that it wasn't furthering his goals, because he only ever joined Freemasonry so he could kind of link up with other Arab intellectuals and kind of fight this Western imperialism shit. Then he realized, like, oh wait, I got bamboozled, so he left, So really, like, props on him for that. I want to do a video talking about that, like, in detail. But,